Hi, I'm Jeremy with Top Hat Energy up here in Northern California. We do residential and commercial solar systems, we do battery-backed solar systems, and we do Kohler standby generators. Today we'd like to make a video for specifically our customers on the air-cooled models of Kohler generators. This is a customer cleaning and maintenance guide that you will find helpful when you go into multi-day power outages. Now I'd like to introduce Pete, one of our Kohler equipment technicians.
Hello, I'm Pete from Top Hat Energy in Northern California, and I'm going to show you customer cleaning and maintenance for Kohler generators. So the first thing we'll do is open the generator and take a look inside. So what we're going to do is look for any debris or obstructions that will block airflow going into the engine for cooling or come out of the generator for the hot air getting away from the engine. First thing you do is just look around. Do you see any garbage bags, leaves, anything that might block airflow? So now that we see there's no obstructions here on this vent, we can take the vent off. Very simple. And you can see that there's nothing in here that might block airflow. You look in here for any nests from critters or anything else that might block airflow going into the generator. You can also at this time look for any oil leaks or anything else that might be worrisome. Once you see that is okay, you can put the vent back on. So now that we see the cold air intake is free of any obstructions or debris, we'll go over to the hot air side. This is where the engine hot air comes out. Keep in mind that the cool air goes across the engine and the exhaust, so when it comes out it's very hot. So make sure this area is free of any flammable objects, and that means out to about 4 feet. So the ground itself should be non-flammable. It'd be best if you could do concrete or gravel. Once this area is clear of any debris or objects, you can take this vent off. And you can see that this is all clear. Make sure there's nothing there. And that's when it's a good time to look in here for any critter nests or bees nest or anything else. You can also look for any oil drips or anything else that might be concerning. And then put the vent back on. So now that we see there are no obstructions or debris blocking airflow, we're going to show you how to check the oil and check the air cleaner. You can do both of those with all of the covers on. This vent and the front cover can be in place while you're doing that, but we're going to take the covers off so you can see exactly where the oil filler is. The oil fill is actually right down here, and you simply pull this tab and that's where the oil goes in. Different engines are a little bit different, but it's basically the same thing. It's pretty obvious where the oil goes in. So what we're going to do next is check the oil level and then add a little bit of oil if needed. All models are a little bit different, but generally speaking, you just find the dipstick, pull it out, check the oil level. On this one, the dipstick is right here. So you pull it out, wipe it off, stick it back in all the way so it's seated, pull it back out, and you look at the hash marks or the marks that are on the dipstick itself. If the oil looks like it is a little bit low, then you just go ahead and add 1 or 2 cups at a time. So we'll set this right here. Now you have to keep in mind that the engines only use about 2 quarts of oil. So even if it looks like the oil is very low, put in 1 or 2 cups of oil at a time, wait a few minutes, and then recheck the level. It's critical that you don't overfill the engine oil. If you do overfill the engine oil, give us a call. We'll come out and drain a little bit. So if you're going to add a little bit of oil, the oil filler is right here. Pull this off, put the funnel in there, take the oil, pour in just a little bit, 1 or 2 cups or so, and then you wait a few minutes and you check the oil level again. seat it all the way, pull it back out, look at the hash marks and see if it's correct. Once the oil level is correct, then you just put this top back on. And that's it for checking and refilling the oil. Now keep in mind, you should do this according to Kohler specifications. Should check the oil and top it off correctly every 8 hours of run time. Now in an emergency, when the power is out for many days, your generator may be running all day long non-stop. The specifications say that you should check the oil every 8 hours, but it is absolutely necessary that you shut the engine down and check it at least once every 24 hours. This is very critical. So now that the oil level has been checked and topped off, the next thing to do is check to make sure the air cleaner is clean and free of any debris. So let's go right over here. On this model, the air filter is right under this gray plastic cover. On other models, it's a little bit different, but it's always obvious where the air filter is. All you have to do is remove these 2 screws, set the cover aside, and this is the air filter element right here. It's easy to pull off. That's it. You look to see if there's any leaves or critter nest or anything else in there and see how dusty it is. If you see some dust or dirt on there, it's really easy to take it off. You can either tap it on a hard surface or you can use a vacuum cleaner to vacuum the dust off. Never use compressed air to clean an air filter off. So now I'll show you how to tap the dust out of the air filter element. And that's it. Once all the dust is knocked off from there, you can put the air filter back on. Make sure there's no dust or debris or other stuff on this surface here. Push it on there like that. Make sure it's nice and sealed in here, and then you just put the cover back on. Just tighten these screws down so they're firm. They don't have to be super tight. Make sure it's on there nice and snug, and that's it. The air cleaner is all finished, and you're ready to put the panels back on if you have taken them off. So when we replace the panels, the front panel has to go on first, and then the 2 side panels. You have to make sure that these notches right here, this little tab right here, goes into this little tab right here. So let's go ahead and show you how that goes back on. I'm going to put the bottom tabs in first and then push it back on the top, and it'll lock in place. So now that the front cover is on, it goes on first, we'll put on the side covers. It won't matter which one you put on first. So we take the side cover. We can see that these little slots here slide into the tabs. It's really quite simple. Slide it in like that, forward, push it down, it's on there nice and snug. We go over to the other side, and it's the same thing. We have these little slots, and they go onto these little tabs sticking out. And that's it. Next thing you do is close the lid and lock it. And that's it. We finished the customer cleaning and maintenance on the Kohler generator. I'm Pete from Top Hat Energy. Thanks for taking care of your Kohler generator.
We'd also like to show you the operation buttons on your generator, just in case you're not familiar with them. You have off, auto, and on. Normal operation is going to be auto. You'll always leave your generator in that unless you're working on it. It's going to turn on with the grid automatically. It's not going to turn off until the grid goes down. If you push the off button, it will stay off indefinitely until you put it into auto or run. This is the button you're going to want to push to do that service work. If you push the run button, the generator is going to continue to run until you tell it otherwise. Hi there, hopefully this video was helpful to you. Keep an eye on us as we provide more information and videos and updates as we go along, and more generator installation videos.